What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. We got a special edition of Live Before Lock. That's right, NBA Cup. What are we, night three? Night three of the NBA Cup. We love to see it. We love to see it. Michael B. Zakarian, I'm assuming that's Michael B. Jordan reference, but I'm okay with that as well. Hold on one second, guys. We're trying to multitask here. I'm excited to have our guy, World Wide Wob, be joining us here in a little bit. I'm trying to get a lineup together in real time. So that's why. And I was running out of time today. But you know who's not running out of time? The giveaways. We got some sweet giveaways, of course, as always. Let's go over to where's the StreamYard giveaway, baby? We need to give a rare tier card away. So let's set this up right now. As you can tell, guys, we're running a little bit behind tonight. All right, like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and then all you have to do is put DA Cup into the chat. That'll give you a shot at a rare tier card giveaway. Are you live directly on X, or is this a shared stream? This is a shared stream. Shout out the Dwayne Wade thing right there. We're over on YouTube. We're on the Elite Fantasy Hoops channel, baby. So come check that out. We're going to be figuring out what our lineups are going to be for tonight's Emirates Cup game night 2. I'll be honest, guys. I didn't have a lot of stuff here ready to go for a team. I was a little bit nervous. Also, if you're trying to qualify from Twitter, you got to come on over to YouTube. Come on over to YouTube, baby. I was nervous I wasn't going to be able to get a lineup in because I didn't have a lot of guys that were playing tonight, but I do have Anthony Davis. It seems silly not to play a team when I have maybe the best MVP tonight. So I'll show you real quick. And don't worry, we'll go over projections and all that fun stuff. But this is what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to jump it. Well, first, I'm going to jump into the rare. Yeah, we'll jump into the rare. I'm going to filter this here because we're going to have to take some cards from another lineup, I think. So we're going to start with Anthony Davis. We got Jamal Murray over there. We're going to use Keldon Big Body Johnson. And then I think what we're going to do here is Nehemias Queta. I think we have to use Queta for our second rare tier card. That leaves us with 41. So we need to figure out our best play here for 41. We need to figure out what the hell to do. So what we are going to do is go over to our friends at Top Tier Projections. If you haven't signed up with them yet, you can also sign up using it. You get a free week if you want, and you can use promo code TEAMHOLD10 and get 10% off of your purchase, which is pretty sick. Let's go over to our friends over at Top Tier. And yeah, I am ready to get hurt by Jamal again. All right, I am. As you can see here, they've got you can use some sweet optimal lineups here. This is some of the stuff that I had put in. Can I do a quick refresh here? Yeah, there we go. And we can just sort quickly by value to see some of the guys that are popping the most. Of course, with no Nikola Jokic, who is tending to his horse babies. He's got a cap of 10 and projection of 28 for Dario Saric. Trey Murphy, the triple, is also projecting well. So is Zach Collins, because even though this is a French-sponsored stream from our friends over at Sorare, we're over at no Wembanyama tonight. We're at Elite Fantasy Hoops, baby. Elite Fantasy Hoops. So if you search Elite Fantasy Hoops with Mike Zakarian, so similar to the NBA Bit one, you should be able to see the playlist in there too. But what I was saying here, we have to figure out who I'm going to play. So if we go back to Top Tier for a second, let's go see. Let's just sort by projections, and we got to find. So LaMelo. No, I have a cap of 41. I think is what I have left in order to fill this lineup in here, right? Yeah, I have a cap of 41 left. So the highest projecting guy with a cap lower than 41 is no shit Trey Murphy. Now I don't know if I trust that super duper. Like Trey Murphy's projecting more than Kyrie Irving, than Jalen Williams, than Jaylen Brown. I get it, but I don't. You know what I mean? Instead, what I think I'm going to do, I'll allow the cookies first and foremost. Let's allow some cookies. I think what I'm going to do is go over to Sorare. You're not going to see this right now because I'm not going to show you my banking information. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, you must be a pretty woman. That's creepy. All right, I'm going to get a Jaren Jackson Jr. That's what we're doing right now. Welcome aboard, Triple J. You are now a member of Mike Zakarian's team. So this is going to be my roster here. Promise you, I'm going to be getting into some of your questions today. Just give me a second here. as I see more and more people joining. Very fun stuff. So quickly, this is what our roster's looking like now. Okay, I'm going to enter this. You know who loves cookies? Dyson freaking Daniels. You're absolutely right. That's a great comment. It's Hershey. All right, so this is my team. I feel good about this. So Anthony Davis, let's go. Lock and load. Jaren Jackson Jr., let's go. Lock and load. Jamal Murray, let's go. Lock and load. Keldon Big Body Johnson, let's go. Lock and load. And then we're going to have to eliminate my contender lineup. And then this is the weak link for sure, Namias Keita, but that's okay. We got a team in there. Yeah, I know my contender lineup's ass anyway. All right. Other thing I'll check really quickly while I'm over here. Let's look at how my rare champ's doing. We're in 27th in rare champion right now. Look at this. Cade, McLaughlin, De'Aaron Fox, Giannis, who had like a bad game, and then Frederick Van Fleet. Freddie Van Fleet, baby. Okay, let's go into let's go see what the games we have tonight, like we normally do, right? Like a normal stream. Let's see what we got here. We'll look at the cup games that we have tonight. This is night 3. Cups are getting spicy. We probably have to start, right, with the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the Boston Celtics. This is the game of the night here. I don't know if it's the fantasy game. Yeah, that's right. Taylor's wife probably just woke up. We get it, Taylor. You've had sex, bro. Relax. All right, let's look at these games, though. Try to find some fantasy goodness up in here. Here we go. Tonight's action, Cleveland Cavs. A sneaky high spread for a game between the Cavs and the Celtics. You would think this is more of a dogfight between two good teams, almost like a playoff atmosphere, right? But instead, we got a 235.5 total, one of the highest ones on the slate. The Celtics are favored by 6.5 points, and that feels wrong. Listen, I love the Celtics. I'm a Celtics fan. I take this Cavs team seriously. Charlotte Hornets against the Brooklyn Nets. We get the Nets favored by 2.5. No Nicky Claxton tonight, so it's Ben Simmons night. Charlotte Hornets. Trey Mann is questionable for the Hornets. That is a little weird because if Trey Mann's out, I think that gives Brandon Miller a little bit of a boost. We get the Denver Nuggets, 5.5 point dogs because Nikola Jokic is out tonight. Grizzlies, Marcus Smart is questionable. We'll still have to wait and see what happens with that. Dallas Mavericks. So if anybody's worried if Luka is playing tonight, this tells you the answer right here. I think they have a 12.5 point. They're 12.5 point favorites. I know the Pelicans are dog shit. However, no, 12.5 point favorites. You got to think Luka's playing tonight, right? You got to think they're playing tonight. Yeah, while we're here, Weisberg, if you guys go over to playback, you can find a link to that in the show notes after we're done here. Jason Tiemp from the Volume, Samus Fondiari from the Light Years pod. They're going to be jumping on with our guy Weisberg, doing some Celtics-Cavs tonight. So go check that out after we're done here. Let's go back to OKC Lightning and the Thunder. Alex Caruso makes his return. The San Antonio Spurs without Wembanyama, which means little boosts to guys named Stephon Castle, Keldon Big Body Johnson, Zachary Collins. Devin Vassell also questionable, and I'm confident. I'm gonna say he's out tonight because a late Q tag plus a guy that they're monitoring minutes on because he's been coming back from a big injury. Yeah, I would say he's probably going to miss time. Oh, I didn't mean to click that. Let's go back. Then the nightcap tonight. The nightcap, the Utah Jazz, 234.5 total, second highest of the evening. They got 10.5 point favorites for the Lakers. The only Q tag I think from that game is Rui Hachimura. So let's play some Connect 4, if you will. Dalton Connect should get a nice little boost. So that's what we have. That's what we have tonight for the game actions, for all that stuff. Alan saying Trey is going to cook the third. Yeah. Why don't you guys start hitting me with some questions if you got them for tonight's stuff? I don't know how many of you out there after last night's performance, last night's Monday night action, are looking at your lineups and you're like, you know what? We're going to pivot. Shut up the TV show Friends. We're going to pivot, and we're going to create a new lineup for the Emirates Cup because I do feel like some people have been doing that. Desmond Bain since Jaws out. You know what? Let's go over to our friends at Top Tier Projections. Let's go see Bain is projecting for right now. So Desmond, he's going to cap at 32, only projects for 32. Here's one of the issues you run into with the Memphis Grizzlies. They play 55 guys on their team. They've got so many guys. So the issue you run into is that it's like hard to run into 35 minutes. I still love Desmond Bain though. Connect and Watson. Yeah, Peyton Watson. Christian Brown, we didn't talk about, also gets a nice little boost for the Denver Nuggets, I think. Trey minute restriction. So yeah, Trey's still on a little bit of a minute restriction. However, he did play 30 minutes in the most recent game. So, I mean, maybe he plays 32 tonight instead of like the 34. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, George in the chat. Let's go, George. He said, just bought an in-season Ben Simmons. That deserves a mental health check, right? You're buying Ben Simmons? We can't go down this road. We can't talk about like how you need to have had sex in order to have responsibility. I just think it changes you, you know? I think it changes you. David, I think this is a pretty good question. He says, what's the play? Lauri Markkanen, the Finn, or Trey Murphy the third? I think I would lean Lauri Markkanen, but we can look them up. So Murphy is like, listen, Murphy projects so great. Cap of 27, projection of 42 off the injury report. But I just think there's a lot of paths to failure for this one. I mean, I guess you could make the same case for Lauri, but listen, Trey projects 6 more points better. Wait, let's go look at something real quick. So Murphy, why does Murphy project for 32 here? But then when you go to the NBA Cup projections, he projects for 42. What do you think? What do you think here? Trade for 42, all players. Trade for 32. You think that's just an issue? I mean, it's the only game they have this week. What does Lauri project over here at 33? Why are these projections different? Is the scoring different over here? I'm a little confused. Here's the thing. I think I will still lean Lauri over Trey. If we're just talking like raw scoring here, I trust Lauri Markkanen a little bit more than Trey Murphy the third. There's just more things. All players is for next game week. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Cape Remy. Thank you, Cape Remy. Shea or Luka? So here's a good question. Although, wait, hold on. Let me catch up. All right, I have a cap at 38. What would be the best play? I mean, it's probably Trey Murphy again. It is probably Trey Murphy again. He's the one that, because I was just looking at it. I was just looking at that when I was trying to figure out what to buy. If we look at the projections, right? Cap at 38. You see the one that pops the most, Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram, a great play if you think that game stays close. What else we got? What else we got here in the chat? So Filipowski or Huff? Man, dude, I like probably Huff just wait, is Edie really missing tonight's game? Did I miss that? I did miss that. All right, so let's see what Huff projects for over. I mean, you're probably going to get like 15 from him. Let's see what his projections are. He projects for 21. So yeah, it's going to be Huff for sure in that scenario. That's it. That's a good shout right there. That's a good shout. Let's see. Is Mitchell going to play? Donovan Mitchell? Spida? Yeah, he's going to play. Shea or Luka? Listen, we're going to look at some MVPs here, okay? If we're looking at the MVPs, it's hard for me to play anybody over Luka, that's not named Wemby. Luka has the highest projection here. I will say Luka's kind of been playing bad. He's coming off an injury. We still don't know if he's a full go yet. I do think he's going to play, but we don't know that he's a go. We did get some news that Peyton Pritchard is available today, so that's good news for the Celtics. I don't know how much for a fantasy perspective, but I would take Luka over Shea, but I get it if you don't. Cam Thomas or Miles Bridges. Let's look at a little bit of that. Let's look at some Cam Thomas or Miles Bridges. So Cam Thomas here is not projecting at all. Hold on. Cameron Thomas, full name. Thank you. He projects for 32. Bridges, on the other hand, projects for 31. That's pretty damn close. I kind of think I lean Bridges a little bit more, even though projections will tell you the other reason. Jamie says, I went through the pain of trying to work out the caps before they change. Sorare just needs to open the NBA Cup days early. Yeah, but they won't know what the cap is yet, right? I mean, I agree with you. I want to be able to build stuff, but don't the caps change night to night? Peyton Watson and SGA or Miles Bridges and Triple J. I would go Peyton Watson and SGA. I just feel like SGA has a chance of getting you 70 at any given night. Let's see what else we got. Brandon Ingram and Spida or Shea and Jamal. SGA and Jamal for sure. SJ and Jamal. Jamal's got the same ceiling as Brandon Ingram tonight, in my opinion. So basically, you're deciding between SGA and Donovan Mitchell. And like, I'm just never going to pick Donovan Mitchell. That's a me problem, though. What do we think about Bassey? Yeah, man. Charles fucking Bassey. That's what we're doing tonight, huh? He does project okay, I think. He's got a cap of 10. He projects for 20. Double up that cap. All right, you fixed it. Or Luka and Murphy. Okay, you added another one. What's going on here? What do you mean you fixed it? I think I'd still go Shea and Jamal. I would go Shea and Jamal. Best 35 and under. 35 and under, huh? It's like the opposite of the Josh Giddey. Let's see. 35 and under. Let's sort by cap here, and then we'll go scroll down to the 35s. Let me blow this up a little bit too. Sorry, guys. If we get down to the 35, that's page 2. It's page 2. Shout out ESPN back when it was good. All right. Oh, wow. Not a lot, really. So Johnny Collins, Jamal Murray, obviously. Also, Austin Reeves, sneaky, great play this game week or tonight. He's in a great matchup against Utah. I really like Austin Reeves. I have a lot of him on a different app on the Underdog. We got a ton of them. So I do like AR-15 is unfortunate nickname is, but I think that's like a pretty sharp play if you want to go Austin Reeves. Obviously, Jamal Murray in this situation is pretty good. I would take Lowry over Cam Thomas. Ingram. Well, Fox isn't playing in this one, right? So it's just Ingram or Mitchell. Huffman. Also, Huffman, shout it out, man. New member. I don't think you can play De'Aaron Fox tonight, though. So I would take Mitchell over Ingram, but it's pretty close. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to put my foot down. Let's put my foot down. I'm going to take Brandon Ingram over Donovan Mitchell tonight. How about that? Watson or Peyton Pritchard? Give me Peyton Watson. That's the battle of the Peytons. The battle of the Peytons. Let me go over to So Rare for a little bit. Let's share screen with So Rare, just so our friends and we get a lot of notifications. Yeah, we bought some cards. Thoughts on Dalton Connect tonight? It's a great question by M Go Blue. So here's the thing with Connect 4. I think he's a decent play if Rui Hachimura is playing. I think he's a pretty excellent play if Rui Hachimura is out. It sounds like Rui's going to miss tonight's game. Dalton Connect coming off a pretty impressive fantasy game. I like that. Rizzle says, what about Darius Garland? I was listening to some pretty sharp people today. The Badge Bros, shout them out if you don't subscribe to them. Great fantasy basketball, fantasy sports content, really. And they had a great guest on, Justin Fan from Unabated. They were kind of saying that they think they're going to play this Cavaliers game and Celtics game like a playoff game. Now, if that's the case, I normally think that's not good for fantasy because that means the game slows down a little bit. It means it's defensive, more defense is involved. However, because of that, they might extend the minutes a little bit more. So instead of getting Darius Garland playing 34 minutes, you're getting him to play 37 minutes. And when we're like figuring out the margins here, something like that's pretty important. So I do think you could give like a slight boost to the Garlands, to the Mitchells, to the Derek Whites, the Tatums, the Browns of the world, both of the bigs. So stuff. And yeah, same thing. Same thing with Evan Mobley. I've been watching on TV since week 1. Oh, yeah, but it said you were a new member. It said you were a new member in the chat. Oh, Boston Base gifted one, too, at 551. Hell yeah, Boston Base. Thank you, man. Robert, what's up, Mr. Kramer? Says Tatum, Donnie Mitchell, Jared Allen, Castle. Yeah, that's a great lineup, man. That's a great lineup. Jason Kim says, how many points do you think this team will score? Anthony Davis, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Brandon Ingram, Zach Collins, Peyton Watson. So let's say you get 125 between Anthony Davis and Ingram. All right. Let's say you get to 175 with Brandon Ingram. With AD and Shea. You get to 175 with Ingram. You get to 205 with Zach Collins, and then you get to 230. I'm going to say this lineup gets you 230. Giddey always he stays catching strays. So what's a good plus 39 New York-based podcast with this guy right here? You're looking at him. You're freaking looking at him. What low cap plays are there? I'll throw some at you. I'll throw some of the best of the best, some of the best values on the slate. Dario Saric is going to be the winner chicken dinner. He's got a cap of a 10 of a 10, a cap of 10. He projects for 28. Zach Collins, we mentioned. Brandon Clark gets a sneaky shout because what's his name? No Zachary Edey. So there's some Brandon Clark love. I think you could make the same case for Santi Aldama. Charles Bassey, who we talked about a little bit earlier from the San Antonio Spurs. Peyton Watson's caps come up to 22, but he still outperforms that most of the time there. And then you got Kenrich Williams has a cap of 7. He projects for 15. I do think like Caruso coming back kind of limits that because they can just throw so many dudes out there. Cason Wallace with a cap of 18. He projects for 23. And that's kind of it, man. There's not a lot of low-end plays. I want to shout out Jalen Noel as well. He's got a cap of 15, projects for just under 20. So there's that. Zach Collins season. Yeah, Zach Collins, man. Get that pasty Gumby out there, baby. It's time. It's time. Jaylen Brown, Spida, or Kyrie. Who's the best option? I'd rank them Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, Kyrie Irving in that order. Good call on AR-15. Hoping no one will notice. Yeah, Austin Reeves is in a great environment tonight. He really is. How are Lively and Gafford projecting? You know what, SPM? I don't think very well. I'll look it up right now, but their minutes are just so weird, especially now that PJ's back. They've got Maxi Kleber back. They've just got a ton of different ways they can play. So Gafford's cap's up to 26, and he projects for 21. And Lively's got a cap of 24. He projects for 27. So you know what I mean? It's just not like a great situation to be attacking here. Still just scrolling for Luka news here. Also shout that out. Top 3 MVPs are Anthony Davis, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Luka Doncic. And because we're saying Luka Doncic, let's get a freaking drop. Luka Magic. Did somebody say back-to-back drop? All right, I'm realizing I needed to bring the video back up. I mean, the giveaway back up. So hold on one second. Let's do that right now. So you guys know how to enter the giveaway, baby. All you got to do is like the stream, subscribe to the channel, put hashtag the cup. Our guy Wob is going to be joining us here momentarily in the next like 10 to 15 minutes. And just so you guys know, we'll go to 6:45 Eastern. So you got another 50 minutes of this sweet, sweet content here before we call it wraps, because your boy's going to do some pub trivia. So that's why. All right, let me go back over to, well, I'll leave this up here for a second. What else you got? Did Lyles ever get close to Trey Lyles? So he did the other night. Last night, you got here. Are you trying to shove that in my face? No, I'm just kidding. But Trey Lyles last night, I believe he went for like 20 and 12. Well, here's the Trey Lyles stat line. I'm sorry, 12 points, 10 boards, 4 dimes, and a steal. That'll do, Donkey. Sandro. Yeah, Sandro is a decent play. His minutes are always like tricky to figure out. He's got a cap of 10. He projects for 10. So good luck with it. Thank you for subbing. Lutex says he's got SGA, Jaylen Brown, Lauri Markkanen, Mobley, and Saric. Yeah, no, you shouldn't swap anybody out. You shouldn't swap anybody out there. That's a great projecting lineup. You know, you just need Shai to be the highest scoring guy. Aussie, oi, Josh Green. Joshua Green is so right now he's got a cap of 14. He projects for 15. If we get news that Trey Mann is out, I think it gets a slight boost to Josh Green. I don't think he's really playable if he's in, though. Bassey, Collins in fantasy and real life. Okay, Vuvuzelas. Wait, Vuvuzelas, I saw. Did you tweet something today? Did you win a super rare contest or something? I thought I saw you on the internets. There you go. This is what we're doing. SPM says, damn, didn't want to buy a card, but now you might have to. Well, that means just a reminder. None of this is financial advice. Do what you love what you do. Something like that, right? I do think we have to do. I do think you have to do Collins over Connect. Weisberg, grow up, you little bitch. All right, what else we got? How are you sitting there with an unopened box on so rare? I have an unopened box. I don't think I do. Hold on. What's up, Joe Dadbod? Huh? I don't think I have an unopened box. That's what she said. Let me go over to So Rare. We can check that out right now. That's gonna piss me off too. I do have an unopened box. What is this? I swear I already opened this. All right, let's open the box. It's my dick in a box. Oh, it's from buying 5 NBA Cup raffle tickets, baby. Bum, 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 bum. I think I'm up to like 17, 16, 16 tickets, baby. Let's get a VIP experience. We should say, if you guys buy, as you can see in that top left corner there, the NBA Cup VIP raffle, if you guys buy on auction or instant buy one of those cards, it gets you some access to raffle tickets for a shot at a VIP experience in Viva Las Vegas for the NBA Emirates Cup final, which your boy is going to be out there for, so we can come hang out. Rizzle Dizzle Dazzle says, how's Musa? Musa? Is it Musa? How is he projecting? Yeah, let me see. I feel like I looked this up this morning and it wasn't as good as I thought it was because his cap has come up to 18, and that's exactly what he projects for. However, I will say he's got back-to-back or no, I don't think he did it the last game, but 2 games before that, he went back-to-back games of double-doubles. And they're playing Brooklyn. Brooklyn's without Claxton. I don't know. I'm interested. Daniel Pedro says Sandro or Bassie. It's going to be Bassie for me. SGA and Trey Murphy or Tatum and Peyton Watson. I would go SGA and Trey. SGA. Oh, hell yeah. Classic contender. That's sick, man. That's sick. Congrats. Keita, Luke, or Horford? I would rank Horford, then Keita, then Luke. There you go. What else we got? Top menu show. All right. What do you think of Miles Bridges? I think he's a bad person. I don't like him. I think he's a piece of shit. However, he does project for exactly 31 so rare fantasy points. So he's got a cap at 31, projects for 31. Last one. Well, believe it if I see it, DJP. He says Donovan Mitchell and Trey Murphy or Shea and Watson. This one's probably Donovan Mitchell and Murphy. I don't like it, though. But, yeah, it's probably Mitchell and Murphy. Kid Nick Olson said, I thought you stopped your lives just to find out that you are now into. You thought I stopped my life, Kid Nick? Or you stopped your lives? No, I'm on YouTube right now, too. Also, you know what? That's a good time to remind the people. We do the NBA bit every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday over on YouTube at 9 a.m. Eastern. We also do live before locks on Monday and Friday, and now sometimes Tuesday for the Emirates Cup over here. We're live more than ever, Kid Nick. Mobley, Jared Allen, or Murray? It's going to be Jamal Murray. Guys, listen, I know people are scared of Jamal Murray right now after that last performance without Nikola Jokic. Jamal Murray still has to be the play here. I would rank them Murray, Mobley, and then Jared Allen. I'm going to save it. Best 3 players under a cap of 14. All right, Vincent. Let me see here. Hold on. Let me refresh the search engine format. Let me sort by cap. I know you guys can't see this. I just don't want to share all the top tier stuff always. You know what I'm saying? Let's see the cap. Wow, there's a lot of low caps here. What the fuck's going on? All right. So under 14, you've got not a lot, man. Brandon Clark and Josh Green are the 2 best ones in the 14 range. Then you got Quentin Grimes in the 13 range. And then I think you have to really go down to like Charles Bassey after that. That's where I'd go after that. Dario Saric, yeah, great play. Dario Saric. The same names that I just said. Why is Miles Bridges a bad person? You can Google it. You need to choose between Desmond Bane, Cam Thomas, or Lauri Markkanen. I think Desmond. All right, so between Desmond Bane, Cam Thomas, or Lauri Markkanen, I think Lauri is going to be the one that projects the best. Lauri projects the best for sure. And then I would go Cam Thomas and then Bane. Bane's probably in third. Bane is probably in third for me, Sharks. Okay, you got next one. You got Shea, Cam Thomas, Austin Reeves, Musa, and I need one more for 38. Help me out to win. So it's going to be the same. I mean, it's like the same guys that we've been talking about, right? So like the in those higher range guys, like if you can get up to Jamal Murray, what did we say Jamal Murray was? Jamal Murray was like he's going to cap at 34, right? And he's like his projection is going to be up there. So Trey Murphy again is the one that projects the most. I'm not going there. The next one is Brandon Ingram, and then Jamal Murray and Austin Reeves, followed by Evan Mobley. So there's some names for you. You really think tonight LaMelo is a great bet since it's going to be a shootout between him and Cam Thomas? Yeah, but I feel like Brooklyn has been playing like pretty good defense. You know what I mean? I feel like Brooklyn's been sneaky tough, but I agree. I mean, I think those are great plays too. I do. Donovan Mitchell or Jaylen Brown, you got to take Spida. Cleveland's go for 16-0. Such a random question, but best player for 12 or less. It's going to be Charles Bassey and Dario Saric. Let's do another quick mental health check before we get really into it. But I'm just not going to do it, guys. And it feels good to not cave to the chat because I am the boss. Like I said earlier, I'm in charge today. I am in charge. You can't tell me what to do. We're saying Trey Murphy is good. Trey Murphy is good. My only concern with Trey, all right, is that he's still kind of on a minutes restriction. He's only been playing like 30 minutes a game. This game is, I don't know how great of a pace-up game this is against the Dallas Mavericks. It could get out of hand early, and I feel like if anybody was going to get pulled quickly, it would be Trey Murphy coming back from injury, right? However, yes, he's got a stupid green light. I agree. Cap of 27 plays. There's not a ton of guys in that range. But again, we'll sort by value and try to find the first one that pops up here with a cap of 27 or lower. I mean, it's going to be Trey Murphy. And then the next one is Peyton Watson. Peyton Watson is the next one that's under 27 that pops up. He's the one that's got that cap of 22 and a projection of 30. He benefits from the no Jokic minutes. And then after that, man, it's kind of gross. Aaron Wiggins, we haven't talked about him at all. He's moved into the starting lineup. Kyle Filipowski, and then Jay Huff, who we had just mentioned as well. Some love to Jaden Hardy. So, yeah, but if Luka comes back, I do think that, like, nukes kind of what Jaden Hardy can do. He does project for 4 fantasy points right now. So, you know what I'm saying? Kenrich Williams is fine. Yeah, Kenrich Williams gets a good shout. LeVert and Okoro are out. There you go. That's actually kind of surprising because they went through a shoot-around. I had anticipated them playing. Sam Merrill is good to go. So if you were concerned about Mitchell and Garland, that does give them a little bit of an extra boost. For sure with Shooter. Wait, for sure with Dennis Schroeder and Ty Game, they'll defend. Yeah. You can get old limited $6 Vooch Mobley. There's 3. Oh, wow. Nice. Drew Holiday or Jordan Clarkson. So, man, I'm a little bit nervous about Drew Holiday's minutes. I think I would be taking Jordan Clarkson over Drew Holiday. Just they haven't really been extending Drew Holiday yet, you know. So I think I would prefer, from at least a fantasy perspective, what Clarkson can bring to the table. Also, like, I know everybody's out on Keontae George after a couple of bad games. What's his cap's 26? His cap's a little high. What's Clarkson's cap? Clarkson's cap is 26. Yeah, they kind of the same cap. I mean, I do like Keontae more than Clarkson, but that's where I land. That's where I land on those bad boys. Let's share the giveaway thing. How many people have entered the giveaway? Again, in order to do it, you need to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and then put hashtag DeCup into the chat right there. 109. He's got 109 right there. The only thing with Drew minutes is that PP was questionable, so I can see them extending him a bit more. Yeah, except PP was ruled in. So, I mean, unless you think that was a fake rule in, but Pritchard has been ruled in, right? So, I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I think a Holiday's fine. I just think Clark, from a fantasy perspective, I think I would just lean Drew a little bit more than I would lean Clarkson a little bit more. Bridges or Brandon Miller? Do you know what I'm saying? I think so. It's probably Bridges, but if Trey Mann is ruled out, I do think that gives a nice boost to Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller projects for 34 fantasy points, while who's the other guy? Bridges projects for 31. So Miller's a better play, but especially if Trey Mann is out, I do think that is a better boost for Miller. Like, I don't know, maybe he's going to do a little bit more ball handling. They don't really like playing Micic anymore, which, you know, makes sense. All right, enough of that. Enough of yapping. We're going to bring on our guy right now. We'll bring on Wob. And look at that Utah. That's a great sweatshirt.
It's their rebrand. So we made enough noise, me specifically, and thankfully I do have Ryan's ear on a couple of important matters like color of jerseys and stuff.
Yeah.
And as much as I want to hear that there's data that supports the neon yellow, black, and white, whatever they've come out with, I go, just stop. I don't care what the numbers say. You know, Utah should be purple. That the 90s teams with the mountains, one of the best logos, one of the best branding, and you know, they've been turning it over all the time. So they've gone back now to the purple branding in addition to the neon stuff, but they are pivoting more to this. So to their credit, they did hear their fans that said, bring back the purple. They've brought back the purple.
I'm glad they did that, because I remember I was out there for the All-Star game a couple years ago, and I remember thinking, like, it's too bright here. Like, this is not, we were not meant for this with all this bright yellow. So I'm glad they're reverting back. Here, I'm trying to add your stuff right now, but I got an invalid thing. Let me see. Let me try that again. Let's see if that did any better.
We love doing it live here. We've made it look so seamless and easy these past couple episodes where we try and produce a show on air together.
That was the first flub we've had, but we're good. We're locked in now. I think we should be good.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Yeah, just give me a second to tweet it out.
Yeah,
you vamp for a little bit, and then I'll be happy to preach about the Utah Jazz all you want.
Yeah. Somebody was asking about Trey Murphy going to play. Yeah, Trey's good to go. I think the only like real injury news they're waiting for right now is Luka being questionable, but it sounds like he's good to go. And then Rui Hachimura is questionable, but it sounds like he's not going to go. We got the news that Sam Merrill is going to play because he saw Peyton Pritchard was going to play, and he's like, come on now. And then Karis LeVert and Isaac Okoro have both been ruled out. I think that's like really it. I guess Devin Vassell is still questionable. But it sounds like he's not going to go as well. And then we're waiting on Marcus Smart. And then the big ones that we already talked about, but like Wemby and Jokic being out tonight kind of sucks. So that's 3 straight for Jokic too. I was surprised when he missed that first one. It sounded like he was only going to miss that one. But
well, first, at least we get to all focus on the game that matters tonight. We don't have any other distractions with other games that are running concurrently, because that's usually one of the biggest problems the NBA has. Is they have this big national television game and they have like 9 other games running at the same time. Which
you talking Lakers Jazz? Is that who you're talking about right now?
Well, yeah. I mean, that game's later, thankfully, but the NBA does this all the time where they have a major game and there's 6 other games on in that 4:30 Pacific window or 7:30 Eastern. And there's fans at those games. There's fans of the teams watching those games instead of the national television game. They don't do that with Monday Night Football. There's one game, right? Everyone's focused on that one game. Right. This game deserves the attention. It's the one. I was trying to think of all the examples in recent years that a regular season game has lived up to this hype. And there is like Kevin Durant's return to Oklahoma City, Kyrie's return to Boston, but that was during COVID, I think, and the crowd wasn't allowed to be there in full. Just other, like, it's always a revenge spot. Mm-hmm. Right. It's usually revenge, or you have to go all the way back to when the Golden State Warriors set this record of 24 straight wins back in 2015, 2016. That's when, I mean, there was hype for that one as well.
Right.
So they're far and few between, but this one, considering the Cavs are going for that streak, it's against the reigning champion Celtics inside the NBA, TNT, standalone game. No excuses tonight. It's got to deliver.
Yeah, that's it's funny when you mentioned that. I always think of the streaks. Like I think of like Golden State. You mentioned Miami going on theirs. I remember Houston a long time ago going on that long win streak, and then it was like, oh, that's like must see regular season TV. I was kind of surprised. I was mentioning this at the top. The Celtics-Cavs total is as high as it was. I just usually find when the hype is so big around a game like this, when it feels
defenses
like
lock in.
Yeah, like it gets a little bit grosser. I think like from the fantasy perspective, it makes sense to be a little bit more excited because maybe Atkinson and Mazzulla stretch these minutes out a little bit more, and then instead of their normal 34, they play 38 or something. But
have you talked about Okoro and LeVert just being ruled out? Because that's a major deal.
Yeah, just mentioned that. I thought that was like a nice little boost for the Garlands and Mitchells of the world.
So okay, I'm interested you brought that up because the reason why I was 2 minutes late is I loaded up the prop list to see where Mitchell and see what was available. I'm giving bigger boosts obviously to guys like Ty Jerome and George Niang than I am Mitchell and Garland. I don't think like LeVert is usually running out there with the second unit alongside. Okoro's getting his highest usage. Otherwise, they can just plug and place spot up 3 and D guys alongside their 4 core starters.
Yeah, so the only thing I was thinking is that instead of playing those like 34 minutes, they play 37. Like maybe they stretch them out a little bit more and take this one seriously. But Ty Jerome has been playing his ass off, so it's not like he should be losing his minutes. He's been so good. And Kenny Atkinson has got a little Steve Kerr in him where he's like, let me see how many guys I can play tonight.
So what was I going to say? Sorry, the Twitter finally fixed its so I just put the stream out, and there's live chat now available.
Oh,
So
really?
despite all the problems X has had that people don't like it for, it's pushed out 2 huge product updates. The first of which is you can now chat in live videos, not spaces, but actual live videos. And you can also pinch videos to zoom in while they stream. That's kind of a big deal.
Oh, I
know people
know
don't care because they'd rather just complain about things, but the product itself is improving. So just throwing that out there.
I didn't know you could. I didn't know you could Zoom. That'd be
it just got released like yesterday.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So I follow a couple of the developers on Twitter that are working on stuff, and they push updates to like what we're working on, and it finally got rolled out. So sorry, let's get back to the point. Okoro and LeVert. So part of my hype for this game was that these teams are pretty much whole with the absence of Kristaps Porzingis, who's been out for all of the season thus far. But now that we lose Okoro and LeVert, I hope this doesn't take away from the luster of this one, because it still deserves the hype. But LeVert and Okoro have been essential to what make the Cavs so different. And this is there's a method to my madness when I vamp like this, is I'm going to come to the point eventually. And I'll get there quicker than usual because I know we have limited amount of time. That who are the 2 teams in the last 5 months that have given the Boston Celtics the biggest problems? Well, and I'll give you the answers to the test, but I'll have you answer with, what do they have in common? The answers are the Golden State Warriors, who just beat them this season. And I would say the Indiana Pacers as well. I know they got swept, but I would argue that they should have had game 1, and they very well could have had game 2. That series goes completely different if Halliburton doesn't get injured in that game 2 as well.
Totally.
So I'm not denying that they got swept, but my question is, what do those 2 teams have in common, in your opinion?
I was just going to say pace of play, like they just fly around, right? That's one. And Atlanta also did the same thing to them in the first Cup game, right, where they just play quickly. They also have the ability. I mean, I guess actually they do. They have the ability to get big on you, right? Like with Golden State, they can throw Looney, Draymond, Trace Jackson Davis. With Cleveland, you've got these bigs: Atlanta, Capella, and Okongwu. The Pacers not as much though, right? With like, I don't know how big you would call them with like Turner and Siakam. But I feel like I missed the second one. What was the other?
No, you're right. So Pace, of course, matters. We know the Golden State Warriors offense is never stopping, always flowing, motion. They run more miles than any team, any player not named Ray Allen, throughout the career. Also, depth. So, the Warriors have been sending out 12-man rotations nightly. The Indiana Pacers can go 2-3 hockey shifts deep. And it's that affordability that allows them to go out there and treat every defensive possession like it's their last, because they have guys coming in every couple of minutes. And it was noticeable to me, at least with the Warriors, that they looked like amoeba-style defense with 7-8 guys on the floor, with Wiggins and Kuminga running dudes off the three-point line, but not running past, able to close out, stick with their defenders, and then their on-ball assignment. And then all of those easy buckets that the Celtics are used to getting with dribble penetration from their stars, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, even Drew Holiday. They beat their guys off the dribble. And if you don't send help, we get layups. When you send help, what do? They drive, they kick, they step into wide open threes, and they make at least they shoot 40 or 50 of them every single night. But when you can stay with your on-ball assignment, you don't have to send help. The Warriors did not send help. I can't say the same for the Pacers, but they turned the pace of the game the octane up, the dial so far to the right that the Celtics are forced to play a game of basketball, which is not preferred. They can, but the Celtics are so good at making you play their style. And if you try and play their style, you're going to lose. The Celtics are the antithesis of that. They force everyone to play their way. It may not be efficient, it may not always result in wins, but you better be prepared for a track meet.
Right.
So the Celtics having to turn up the octane, the gas boost a little bit, is why the style of fights with the Celtics matters the most.
Yeah,
so my question to you, now I'm going to bring you back in because I know it's your show.
No, you're good.
Sorry, I take over. This is what I do.
This is perfect.
So my question to you is, how will the Cleveland Cavaliers turn this game into an identity that the Celtics are not accustomed to.
I think if Cleveland can win down low and like make it a physical big game, that changes the outlook of the night. Because again, you're relying on Al Horford, who is closer to my age than Tatum's age. You're relying on Luke Cornett and the Portuguese prince of Nemias Queta to lock up and build down low against Jared Allen, who Jared Allen has made an all-star game, right? I feel like he's made an all-star game, or he's come close to it. And Evan Mobley, and like clearly they have an advantage down there. And I think one thing that I've liked about this Cleveland run is they've been out there winning games that are gross. And to me, I think that makes like a great team. When it's easy to like let go of the rope. You're playing a team like Brooklyn. Brooklyn's like getting dirty with you or whatever down the stretch, or even like a game against Charlotte. And they keep finding ways to win these games. So they've shown that they can win in a shootout. They can win in a defensive lot. Like they kind of like we were saying with the Celtics, that they can like, or the opposite of the Celtics, where the Celtics make you play their game. And Cleveland's more of like, we can play a bunch of different style of games. That being said, I do think like Boston is kind of built to defend the strengths of Cleveland in Spida, who I know who's lit them up before, and Darius Garland with Drew Holiday and
Derek White.
Yeah.
Right. And even if they need to switch, Jaylen Brown can take on that assignment, and it's a seamless transition that the Celtics can
guard a 5. Like we've seen him guard the bigs.
Yeah, they can switch positions 1 through 5, which allows them to switch all ball screens. We live in this age of dribble handoffs and high ball screens 30 feet away from the rim, and no one within the 3-point line, so that you can get your star players downhill, like we've seen Donovan Mitchell do for years, even back in his Utah days. And the Celtics say, you can do whatever the hell you want. We'll just switch. And you think you're going to get that momentum and stuff going. You're used to teams going into drop coverage or hunting mismatches because they're not as well constructed as the Celtics are, or the Cavs are in a way. So the Celtics just say, y'all run your offense. We have individual team defenders that not only stay with their assignment, but they can switch, and you're kind of on your own to win one-on-ones, regardless of which Boston Celtic is over there.
Right.
You know, even like I've never seen like Luke Cornett be exposed. That fucking Luke Cornett, man. I would trust him on an island the way that the Celtics play defense. So
and he would do something funny afterwards too.
He does the finger wag.
Luke Cornett's the best, man.
Even when he doesn't get a block, when he does a Cornett contest, he does the finger wag.
When he put ice in his veins after making a free throw, that was like just put him in the Hall of Fame for that stuff. Blake Griffin used to be my comedic basketball guy. Now Luke Cornett has taken the mantle. Maybe he learned from him on the bench last year or 2 years ago. I guess so. Like to pivot away from that game a little bit, are there any other spots that you were kind of excited to attack today? I feel like there's been. I was so surprised that the Lakers-Cavs total was that high, but I think the other, like we've got Jazz and Lakers have a little bit of a high total. You've got like the corpse of what's left in the Pelicans taking on Dallas, which again, Luke is still questionable. So I feel like that could get weird if he doesn't play. But like from the Sorare perspective, anybody you're excited to attack or spots you're excited about?
Well, I am. I wore my Utah sweatshirt for a reason, and it's because I did hold my nose and jump into some 10.5 on Utah tonight for a couple of reasons. The first of which is this is not a true road back-to-back for them. There's a day in between, but they've been in Los Angeles for 4 days now because they played the Clippers. So they've just been here chilling, practicing, living their lives. And I know they're the Jazz, and they're at the bottom of the Western Conference for a reason, but they're catching 10.5 tonight. And a Lakers team that is depleted, that has 2 stars that are notorious for punching the time clock until the fourth quarter where they need to take over. I think the Jazz compete. I think it's a close game. I don't think they'll win, but I do think they keep it close. It's in front of the stars at Crypto.com Arena, and this is one of their few opportunities this season that they get to show out in front of, celebrities, and this is a big game that players look forward to. So John Collins, that you just brought up, probably at the top of the list. If I'm not mistaken, Walker Kessler's out, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still. Yeah, he's been out, missed the last couple of games.
It's got to be Collins. It's got to be Collins. Sexton's like a buy low opportunity, and Keontae George couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat.
I know. The Keontae thing is so funny. That's not the right one. We can go to
you spelled it right. Why didn't it pop up?
Yeah, I think because you know what? Anybody that's bought the in-season cards they're not selling them, probably because they're playing them. The one thing I like about, like, because I agree, Keontae has looked rough. I mean, Will Hardy even pulled him for a little bit, but Utah is, and shout out to Utah, so committed to making sure they are staying in the tank world that they're like, listen, Clarkson, you'll play 27 minutes. Sexton, you'll play 25 minutes. Keontae, you'll play 35. We're going to see what we have in Keontae. So he's still going to be out there for quite a bit. And so I, even though it's gross, I still like going back to that.
Is this not the Jordan Clarkson game, though? Because being a former Laker, you know, he loves showing up to these big high-profile games at Los Angeles. He's been held back a little bit. And this really feels like the night that the Jazz go out there and just leave it all out on the floor because they're not going to have this opportunity again. Right. Yeah. The game of playing in front of the Lakers and all the A-listers. This Madison Square Garden, maybe the TD Garden to an extent. There's only a couple games that you circle as players. I think you're going to get their best effort, and it may still not be enough because they're the Jazz and they stink. So unfortunately, that's the case. But I am always willing to back a team that's going to compete. And since Jordan Clarkson is priced at only 26, I mean, those are numbers. That's like Julian Strother numbers.
Right. What's nice about Jordan Clarkson, too, is he is not a fan of passing. So, like, if you are playing Clarkson, he is going to get shots up. Like, he might not get you there because he went 4 for 19 from the field, but he's gonna take 19 shots. Like, he's going. I had some Lowry overs that I was sweating over the weekend in that Clippers game, and watching Clarkson and Keontae just put their head down possession after possession while Lowry was in the corner. I was like, oh, kill me.
Okay, Jordan Clarkson against the Clippers, 29 minutes played, 21 points, 17 field goal attempts, 11 threes. 4 rebounds, 5 of 5 from the free throw line too, in just 29 minutes. Yeah. If there's any guarantee in the world, it's that this dude is going to get shots up. He might get more minutes tonight, and it's one of those, there's baddies in the crowd type situations we see with Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma in Washington. He's getting shots up, and he's a former Laker too. Yeah. So I realize it's the Utah Jazz that we're talking about here. But there's a reason why the over-under in this game is 234.5.
Yeah.
Because the Lakers are going to score against a bad defense, and I think the Jazz are going to turn up the pace because that's the only way they can win these games is try and run their opponents out of the gym for taking their foot off the gas against them. That's the one luxury you have as a bad team. Sometimes your opposition is like, ugh, we have to play this game. We'll deal with this later. And then you come out and you score a lot of points and you grab a 15-point lead in the first half, and JJ Redick's over there calling timeout all pissed off because he's in his basketball zone and everyone's not matching his energy. Right. And then he'll bring them back.
From the Lakers side of things too, I kind of like Austin Reeves. I feel like this is a pretty good matchup for him if he's going to be running out there against the Clarksons, Keontaes, and Sextons of the world, who they're like fun for fantasy. I don't know if they are known for their defensive prowess, those 3 guys. So I feel like Reeves should be in a pretty good spot. So I'm interested in him. His cap's a little bit high, but I still would mess around with it.
What do you make of the point guard situation there? So they started Dalton Connect, Austin Reeves, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Rui last game, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, so, they're leaning into point LeBron, I think.
We have starting lineup just dropped in Cleveland, by the way. It's Garland, Mitchell, Mobley, Allen, and Merrill. Sam Merrill getting the start at the swingman spot.
Honestly, we should pull up the Sam Merrill thing here real quick.
He's going to get up numerous threes tonight.
Yeah, and Boston loves to cheer on a white guy, so I imagine he might win some people
Look
over
at that.
there.
15 salary cap points. Look at that graph. He's been quiet. Those shots are going up tonight. He's going to under 7 3-pointers attempted for him tonight.
I like that. Do you think he's the only guy on media day that had gel in his hair?
Do people not gel anymore?
He's the first photo I've seen where it clearly seems this is like picture day for me, my sophomore year of high school.
He's posing for a fraternity composite.
Yes. Somebody, Albanian memes in the chat mentioned Jamal Murray. We do, I guess, I know he burned some people last week, but we are still getting Jamal Murray without Nikola Jokic tonight. And so the Murray, Browns, and Peyton Watsons of the world are going to get a boost. I'm fine going back to this. Well, he's got the same like cap size as Austin Reeves right now. I'm playing Jamal Murray if I have him.
Yeah.
You're not thrilled.
It's been a rough showing for
It
Mr.
has.
Murray lately, but maybe it's a good buy low spot. No Jokic out there. The usage has to go somewhere. It has to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You figure you want to you don't want to miss that one game that Murray goes off and then he tanks another 5, right? If you're going to continue to play this guy, you make sure you get that one.
Right.
Is tonight that one?
I like it against Memphis. I do. I don't think Memphis is known for being a defensive juggernaut. No Edie.
No Marcus Smart either, right?
So he was questionable. I don't know if they finally ruled him out yet. No, I think we're still waiting on. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see. We saw. Wait, what just happened? Did Underdog? I usually follow. Okay, here we go. Kyle Lowry's going to miss a couple of games. All right, that's not useful for tonight. Edie's week to week. Morant's still week to week. No news on Marcus Smart yet, who's still questionable.
Okay, so sorry to bring us. Can we go back to the Lakers? And because I cut us off, so it's my fault. But can we try and figure out, because we've only had one true game of Dalton Connect, Austin Reeves overlap in the starting lineup with D'Angelo Russell still coming off the bench. You would figure with all these injuries, maybe D'Lo gets his opportunity back. But I think JJ, 1, enjoys punishing him. 2, he for the the sequence I'm talking about why he got benched. But 2, him coming off the bench allows him to go back to being Brooklyn Nets D'Angelo Russell, where he's on the ball, getting into the paint, the float game. He can do more than just stand there and knock down open threes that LeBron and Anthony Davis set up for him. Right. He does have a much better skill set than just that. So I think he's going to stay on the bench for those reasons. And he's running out there with Gabe Vincent at the same time, which means there's still no true point guard out there. Sometimes it's LeBron bringing up the ball. It could be Austin Reeves. It's anyone. So with Dalton Connect out there, who are you going to guess has the highest usage in that backcourt? Is it because if Austin Reeves is dribbling the ball up the floor, that usually means he's not going to be involved in the initial action because you're setting the table, you're handing it off, and then you're running to the corner. It's very rare for someone to dribble the ball up and then just go straight to the rim the entire way. So if it's Reeves who's handling the ball, initiating the offense, to me, that means he's going to see fewer opportunities while someone off the ball like Dalton Connect is going to be involved in the flare screens and those ATOs that are setting up for the open 3.
Yeah. Connect coming off that monster.
I'm trying to figure out where to go with that, though.
No, what kind of sucks is we won't have this information until later because it's one of the later games. But if Rui is out again, it's questionable. It sounds like they're leaning towards out. I think Connect is a great call. I do, because he makes plays that make JJ do the opposite of what he does when he sees D'Lo doing stuff. Like, he seems to be in the right place at the right time. He has no problem getting some shots up. And the way LeBron is playing right now is just kind of like carving defenses up with his passing. And so Connect's just catching and shooting. And that's so I love that call. And I mean, his cap's only 17. So he does, even if he has like a so-so game, it's not going to take much for him to get there. But we've already seen him. I forget what his most recent performance was, but I think it was like plus 40 or something like that in that game. Let me pull this up quickly. He dropped 49 in that most recent game. And I love that he's, again, we're staying on like the Sam Merrill gel for like pictures. This got some high school energy in it too, with some like proactive. This feels like it could be a proactive.
No, that's the picture they make you take when you go to AAU summer camp.
Yeah.
And each player, they give you the ball and they're okay, get ready. We're going to take it. And they want to put you in the program and stuff. And you're acting all serious. That's the picture you take.
That's good. He's like, I need to look like I belong here.
Well, he does, man.
He does.
I mean, 49 Sorare point performance there. And I would rather be, from a fantasy standpoint, I think I would rather be the kick E as opposed to the driver, because it's a drive and kick league, right?
Right.
You have someone break down the defense. You're 5 out, 0 in. You're either going to get an opportunity at the rim or that person's going to drive and kick. And they drive and kick to guys like Dalton Connect or these corner 3 dudes who've now made careers by just standing over there and lighting the other team on fire with punished threes. Mm-hmm. And they're getting up between 5 and 10 threes per night. And it's not to say that Dalton Connect can't go off the dribble, but that's not the role on this particular team.
Right.
You're surrounded by LeBron, Anthony Davis, And if Austin Reeves is going to be the one breaking down defenses in that point guard floor general role, I think I would rather have Dalton Connect, who's going to reap the benefits and in a way vulture touchdown all of the work that someone like Austin Reeves does.
Yeah. I like that we're calling him like 2022 Jamal Williams. I forget when he was on the Detroit Lions and he somehow ended up with like 14 touchdowns, but somebody else did all the work.
You understand the concept though of vulturing touchdowns after Derrick Henry takes you down the field for 70 yards and then some no-name guy gets the touchdown. Right? So I think Dalton Connect is going to be the true vulture of that starting five, and his usage is going to go through the roof because he's the one shooting the threes. All the opportunity is going to be created for him because you're focused on that Anthony Davis LeBron pick and roll, and he will be there wide open as the release valve and or third option in the corner if we want to drive and kick. And as a result, the quality of his shot is going to be so much cleaner and easier than everyone else on the floor. Period.
No, I like that. I like that a lot. One other thing too with the Lakers stuff, because I mean, obviously, like if you have LeBron, if you have AD, you're playing them, but it is kind of nuts right now. Anthony Davis tonight is the highest projected guy, or like the safest high projection guy compared to like
Davis. Anthony Davis is the safest projection on the board. As soon as you say that, he's headed straight to the locker room.
Knock on wood.
Something finger.
I know. So finger, eye, which has been the main thing, but like he has been so consistent and so good. I mean, honestly, now for like a full set, we're on to year 2 of him doing this. But to think that he's on a slate with SGA, without all of the bigs on OKC, with Luka, and you're still like, man, I think I trust Anthony Davis more. Like, in what world? It's crazy.
Well, the chat right now is talking about the Zach Edey injury and being a casualty of Draymond Green.
Yeah.
So did that injury come from that particular play?
I don't know. I missed the effects or the after effects of that. All I saw was Draymond acting like what I can only describe as like a child trying to get away with something, where it was like so clearly not a part of the play. I didn't realize that they're saying that was a result of of that play. I had no idea.
Saying it was.
Wow. Man, I get like I'll open it up to the chat too. I don't know if you guys have any other spots. I got like 10 more minutes because famously on Tuesday nights I have to do trivia tonight. So I have to leave a few minutes early. So what's
our heart out? The 50 or the 45?
Oh, the 50. Sorry, 15 minutes. 15.
So we have 15 minutes. That's
all right. 15 minutes. Excuse me. 15 minutes.
How dare you?
But if the chat has anything else in there about spots that you want us to discuss, happy to bounce around the league a little bit more. I mean, it's kind of hard because we don't have the Jokic stuff, but obviously if Jokic doesn't play, Kyrie would get a pretty big boost for Dallas, and so would like guys like PJ Washington. I think like he also gets a nice boost as well, and the bigs as well. But it does kind of sound like Luka's playing just based on the fact that they're a double-digit favorite tonight. I just can't imagine he's not playing.
Dude, these other games stink.
I know there's
good opportunity though. Like in that Oklahoma City San Antonio game, this should have been an epic night because Chet versus Wemby is by far my favorite individual rivalry in the game today. They do not like each other and they love competing. Yeah. All right. We've seen some pretty epic, even in blowouts, they're clearing dudes out and saying, get out of here. Let us deal with, go one-on-one, but neither of them are in the lineup. So
they're so competitive, the two of them.
You have Zach Collins, who I equate to small ball. And then we know what Oklahoma City's doing, putting Jalen Williams at the 5 in some of these lineups. I mean, first of all, how do you not bet the over there at a pure principle and that there's no rim protection whatsoever? I know OKC's got a sound defense regardless, but there's going to be no resistance, air traffic control, if you will, on either side. So who's the beneficiary of that?
I was excited to I was hoping that Devin Vassell was going to be off his minute restriction tonight, and now the late questionable tag. So it sounds like he might not go. I do think you could get away with being weird with Stephon Castle tonight. I think he's going to be out there for a lot of minutes, and he's a fun one that can rack up fantasy points because of his like steal upside. Since those are worth 3, I feel like he could be a nice bump. And then also, nobody loves to play this guy, but Keldon Johnson should probably play like 33 minutes. And I just, he can do stuff. We've seen him do stuff. And
So what's Keldon's price comparison to Julian's? Because that's where the seamless trade should occur.
Yeah.
That Keldon should take his spot in the starting lineup.
So we get Keldon. Keldon, I believe his cap is 26. There we go. 26.
Jeez. That's pricey.
Yeah, it is a little high. He had like a couple of games where he bumped for like 40 something. And then it's Julian. What's his last? There we go.
Champagne.
Yeah, he's also at 24.
No, it's not Champagne. I don't think
Champagne?
it's Champagne. I think it's someone's going to need to spell it phonetically in the chat. That's why I said Julian and Keldon, because I was hoping you knew the answer.
No.
And I was pushing you to say it out loud.
I usually just say it as fast as I can and move on so nobody can correct
me. You're telling me Keldon Johnson costs more than Steph Castle?
For cap, yeah, for like their cap. Price-wise, no. Price-wise, no. But for the right, I don't think so. His cap.
What world am I living in that Keldon Johnson's cap should be higher than Steph Castle's?
Yeah, it's just because I think we're going to see here in his recent he had like that 43 and then back-to-back 37s. But Castle, I like when you're taking shots on guys like this, I like finding somebody that has the upside of being like, oh, he could just like a mini Dyson Daniels. Like, sure, he might not score 20 actual points, but he could get 4 steals. And that like changes the outcome there. But
who really pissed me off the other night because I had his overs? Harrison Barnes.
Oh man, well,
God damn it, Harrison. Well, Wemby was out. I got a great number. I beat the market. Had tremendous CLV, and Harrison Barnes goes out there 1 of 6, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been even worse. I stopped paying attention.
Listen. Well, I'm pretty degen. Like I'll get out there. I'll put some coin on everything. Harrison Barnes in 2024 might be where I draw the line.
I can't. Him and Yusuf Nurkic might be. The only reason why Harrison Barnes isn't dead to me is because he went to North Carolina. But he has let me down more times.
Yeah, it's talking about Nurk, man. I saw just a hilarious tweet. I think it was D-Book Owns Him was the name of the Twitter account, responding earnestly to a Lakers tweet being like, and tagging Jeannie Buss, being like, Jeannie, I'm a huge Lakers fan. We need to get Yusuf Nurkic.
That's a good troll.
That's so good.
That's a good troll.
Here's my lineup. This is what I'm rolling out, just in case you guys are just joining us. This is going to be my Emirates Cup lineup. The aforementioned Keldon Johnson's in there. Unfortunately, I got to play Nehemiah Keita. I don't feel great about that. But then we got Triple J. We haven't talked about Memphis a lot, but Jaren Jackson Jr. has been awesome this season. And then we got Jamal Murray in there, who will hurt me again. And then Anthony Davis, who even
surely won't hurt you. You have 4 players who are guaranteed to hurt you, and then another guy who's coming off the bench for no reason. Good luck to you, sir.
I know. This is bad. But we had to get one in there. We had Anthony Davis, so we had to build the rest of the lineup. I like to think that Anthony Davis is not a game time decision, but just to make things easier for the coders of So Rare. They're just like, we're always going to have him be game time decision.
My chat's calling you out for saying degen in the same way, in a French way, as opposed to degen.
Degen?
This guy French? Degen.
That's great. I like that they think I'm French, but then I also didn't say champagne when I said Julian Champagne.
What? No. Okay, so this is how confusing it is that no one in either chat has spelled it out phonetically yet, because we're all scared how to say Julian Champagne.
There you go. It's probably
like
that.
If I was on radio right now and I had to say his name, I would do it really quickly so that no one would realize what I just said. Like Julian Champagne.
Nobody would say anything. No one's going to say anything because nobody knows. So nobody can push back at you anyways. Yeah, that's great. Okay, hold on. Borland says it's champagne. Champagne.
No, that's champagne. 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 Champagne.
I like that somebody spelled it out phonetically and we still have like no clue.
My chat will fuck with me though. They'll spell it phonetically wrong, and then they'll have me saying it wrong for the entire season. But I think that guy's genuine because he's in your chat.
Yeah.
Champagne.
And then this one says, champ and ye. Just call him JC. There we go. And the big man up the stairs.
Thank you, Snoop.
All right. I'm going to do a quick scroll to make sure. I don't want to talk about the Charlotte Hornets and the Brooklyn Nets. I just think we can skip.
Oh, why? Kim Thomas versus LaMelo Ball is going to be a fatties in the crowd game.
That's gonna be a lot.
Give me the rock. Let me roast this fool. Wait till you hear Eric Collins on the broadcast tonight when Cam Thomas gets up some of these shots.
Oh, yeah.
You will not see as difficult of a quality of shot or difficulty of shot. Cam Thomas, Dion Waiters, and J.R. Smith are generational at difficulty of shot, but Cam makes a ton of them.
No, Cam.
And Eric Collins be like, oh, how do these keep going in?
What was his LaMelo call the other night? What was the cat burglar one?
Oh, he's got more guts than a cat burglar.
Had you ever heard that phrase before?
No, listen, and younger generation loves Eric Collins. And I'm okay with Eric Collins too. I just don't want to listen to it for 2.5 straight hours. No. I like him in small doses when he lives up to the moment because he's on some pretty epic calls. If I'm not mistaken, he was the voice of
yes.
It was either TCU or like Abilene something upset Duke in Cameron randomly a couple years ago. He was on the call and it was better than Gus Johnson.
Yeah, well, that was the comp I was just gonna make. Where if it's a close game, give me Gus Johnson. If it is a 4-touchdown game, I do not need Gus Johnson.
Yeah, it's you get it. So
yeah.
But our point, you brought this up. You didn't want anyone in that game. Cam Thomas is ruled in. He's probable. I know he was questionable coming into it. This game's going to have points. That I know. Yeah. And those two are going to be showing out against each other. LaMelo versus Cam. They're going to be on some Gen Z show off, clout check flexing in this game.
I just want to do a quick injury check. And one of the funniest things that doesn't impact anything tonight, Tyrese Maxey listed as questionable for tomorrow. And I don't know if you were paying attention today to all the quotes that were coming out of Philly. I mean, they need to get a plumber in there. It seems like there are leaks coming out of everyone's ass in the Philadelphia 76ers locker room right now.
My theory on that, by the way, was this was in an away locker room, which are traditionally the size of closets, and the doors are thin. So the media stands outside the locker rooms, usually all the beat reporters, and they wait for the door to open so they can go in and do their job. And if there was a loud, passionate argument and or conversation, they're going to hear every word. So they could probably hear that there's a team meeting going on, is my thought process. Otherwise, it's, of course, an agent or potentially the front office, trying to motivate Joel Embiid to get back into shape and stop doing whatever Maxey was talking about.
I saw a great tweet, again, just referencing tweets without giving people credit, so I apologize. That was just saying, I wonder who it is. And then it was like 5 different quotes over the last 2 years of Nick Nurse saying the elephant in the room. And then the quote in the leak was the unnamed source was elephant in the room. They're like, oh yeah, I wonder who this is, which is just great stuff.
Oh, someone in the chat brought up a great point regarding Cam Thomas. That Jay Blaze in the chat said it leaked that Cam is available for trade today, which is usually one good way to piss someone off. Yeah. Now, everyone knows he's going to be on the trade block because they didn't agree to an extension, and the Brooklyn Nets are in the spot that they probably want to stock draft assets for the big draft coming up. What a better way to do it than trade Cam Thomas? But that man don't want to be traded. You do not want to be traded playing in that nice facility in New York City. He probably takes that personally, and it's that type of personality goes out there and balls on a night like that, where he just needs the smallest reason to go off. He was awesome at Madison Square Garden. I almost feel, I don't feel bad, but I almost feel bad they didn't get at least one win from his efforts, because he was hitting shots that had Walt Clyde Frazier saying things that, even for Walt Clyde Frazier, you didn't know could come out of his mouth.
That first game. Hey, also Cam's been playing better defense too. He's doing less crazy stuff than I feel like normally Cam would find himself benched quite a bit last season. Not benched, but just his minutes getting yanked around. And he's not doing that this year. He's not, while still making insane shots.
No, he's too good to if he throws a tantrum, which we haven't seen to his credit. But if he throws a minutes tantrum, I should be out there. You should be running offense through me. That's in the rearview mirror, because this is the guy.
Yeah.
that you run offense through. Quick piece of news: Luka Doncic officially in tonight.
Whew.
He was questionable, probable. He's in.
Thank God. Thank God. Needed that for lots of reasons. Lots of reasons we needed Luka in. Let me remind, somebody had asked about the giveaway, our guy Trenton. Although Trenton, you figured it out all on your own. I like that. You like scrolled up a little bit and you were like, there's no way they're just putting hashtag the cup into the chat for questions. So yeah, we're giving away a rare tier card over here. So I'll pull that back up. Feel free, like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and put hashtag the cup. If you're watching on X, come on over to the Elite Fantasy Hoops channel to get yourself into this, so you can get a rare tier card over on Sorare. And if you're like, hey, I haven't played in the cup Sorare yet, so like, why haven't I? It's too late for me to start. It's a daily contest for the Emirates.
Wait, you said rare tier?
Yeah, we're giving away rare.
You give away rare tier cards? Those things are worth like $100.
Yeah, well, we're giving away classic versions. We're not giving away like the stuff from this season. And we're giving away. I've been giving away players that you can use, but obviously not. I'm not giving away.
Wait, are you giving them away out of your stockpile?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's not even my stockpile that Sorare gives me. It is what we've been grinding out W's over the years.
People should be the winners should be cherishing this, that it's a guy that's been a part of your organization, that you drafted, that you built up, and now. Wow.
Yeah, I agree. And people should listen to you. I think I do deserve a little bit more. Man of the people. There we go. I need more of this shit. All right. Enough of Jamal Murray or Cam Thomas. You should just be saying, yeah, Zakarian's great.
Do you need positive reinforcement as a part of your relationship? Are you one of those physical touch people that puts that in their Hinge profile? One of your physical touch. If I see that, or any sort of zodiac sign thing, instant swipe left.
No. I think I have 10 minutes of stand up over zodiac signs. I remember I had somebody who I used to work with who was like, oh yeah, I could tell like the moons are off. Like I'm a little weird today. And I'm like, oh yeah, what did you do last night? And they're like, wow, I had like 3 whiskeys while I was out. I was like, yeah, you're fucking hungover. It's not because your moon's rising. It's because you are hungover. That's what happened. It's not, there's nothing
Those
wrong.
Signs, everything they tell you is open-ended. So it's always going to happen. Okay. Yeah. Like, you will find yourself in a problematic position today that you will overcome. Of course you will. It's called life.
Yeah. Take your shot.
I don't need that damn fortune cookie bullshit telling me something I already know.
Yeah. Take your chakras and put it on Mobley over 2.5 assists tonight. All right.
Are you sure you don't want to stay here and host this trivia show?
No, I did. I would much rather do. I really don't want to do it, but I've been doing it for so long. I got to keep doing it. Speaking of Jay Blaze, who was giving us the Cam Thomas nugget.
Oh, look at you fucking compliment retweeter.
Well, no. That's not why I know. I was about to say Jay Blaze won the last rare tier card giveaway we did.
That's why he's calling you a good dude.
And he got a Bradley Beal. He got like a good one too. He got a Bradley Beal. Sure,
how do
Bradley.
You pick which from your stockpile you give to the people?
It's pretty random. It's kind of, I've got like some untouchables you can't have, and then I spin a little wheel within the ones that I'll throw in there, and then sometimes it's Josh Okogie, sometimes it's Bradley Beal. You never know.
Okay. All right.
The last thing I need is allegations that this is rigged too. Okay. So
I can only be a commenter in certain situations, and I love going back to my commenting days. I'm this like professional radio host. I can't be saying and doing the things I can do here in the NBA pit as a NBA troll.
I think that is why you don't need to do this, but you're like, this is how I can.
It's like
you
therapy.
Feel young again.
I get to talk sicko NBA shit while getting off the takes I can't say on air.
It's therapy. I love it. All right, we got to wrap here so I can go ask people like what the capital of Albania is and shit like that. But we'll be back on Friday. We'll have some more Emirates Cup action on Friday. And hopefully we come back on Friday and we get some W's. Hopefully we get some wins by then. And like win some stuff, And maybe, I don't know, maybe Cam Thomas does go off. We'll have to see.
That's all right. If you're a true sicko, by the way, on your TV one tonight, Nets, Hornets, not Cavs, Celtics. That can be on your phone that you have in your lap. But if you're a true sicko, You have to have that game on. And what do the kids call it? Raw dogging.
Yes.
You have to raw dog the Hornets and Nets without watching Celtics-Cavs.
That is
True test. If you are an NBA sicko, if you can do that
sick.
without caring about the result.
I can't do that. Although I did watch the game I watched last night was the Detroit game. That was the one that I was most excited about. I can't remember what other games were going on, but Detroit Chicago was the one I watched. So that's the closest I can get to that. Also, yeah, you know what? We went this whole show without talking about Vlatko Konkar, and maybe it is Konkar night there. Yeah.
Wait.
No, well, I think this one is Konkar, I think. And then
wait a second. There's a Konkar and a Konchar?
I think so. You know what though? I bet somebody from Eastern Europe is about to yell at me. So maybe
Jokic. Why are they all so close?
Oh, it's Chanchar?
It is Chanchar.
All right.
I was right. Okay.
All right, my bad. Guys, listen. Apologies. All right, we got to get out of here. I'm
not letting you leave, obviously.
We're spinning it. If you win this thing, shoot me a DM at Mike Scarron, either on Twitter or over in the Discord. Wob, thanks for hanging out as always, man. It's a pleasure.
You know what's another one? Tristan Vukcevic.
Oh, yeah, that was that Washington Wizards last season?
Yeah, but it's another of those Vukcevic. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's right too. Not just Wob, but anybody. Over on Playback in a few minutes, our guy Weisberg right here is going to be with Jason Tiemp and Samus Fondiari. So if you want to go watch Celtics-Cavs over on Playback, get on over there.
I'm too old. I don't know what this stuff is.
Playback is like
cable television. Okay.
Playback is like this, except instead of the background being the winner of Matt Wesley's, that right there, it would show you can like watch the Celtics-Cavs game together. You honestly would
like
really
YouTube.
Yeah, but you can like watch the game live. They have like the rights. They have a partnership.
Like Stream East.
Yeah, Stream East, but you're not gonna get yelled at. Oh man, well, thank you for joining, guys. I hope you guys had a good time. Best of luck with your line. Oh no, I kicked Wob up. I know I was clicking wrong buttons. We're flustered. Enjoy Hornets Nets.
I'll be watching Hornets Nets. The entire timeline. This is the game that gets people from other sports to start watching the NBA. And I'm going to make a point to tweet out things from Hornets Nets tonight because that's what I do.
Only don't even acknowledge the other game.
There's another game going on, but Cam Thomas is lighting the world on fire. Everyone should know.
Cam Thomas season. All right, guys, have a good night. Best of luck. We'll see you on Friday. We're out of here.